Welcome to Military Tech Insider. In this comprehensive episode, we will take an epic journey through groundbreaking inventions and technologies of warfare and explore the role of military technology throughout history. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell to be informed about current and future developments in military technology via our next episode. Let's start with an overview of our topics. Stone Age and Bronze Age. Ancient war machines. Medieval siege technology. Renaissance era, firearms and artillery. World War I, the industrialization of war. World War II, progress and destruction. Cold War, nuclear technology and espionage. Modern technologies and future of warfare. And at the end, the conclusion. Part 1: Stone Age and Bronze Age. Let's begin our journey back in time to the earliest days of human history, the Stone Age and the Bronze Age. During these epochs, our ancestors developed some of the earliest tools and weapons that would lay the foundation for future military technologies. In the Stone Age, people used simple stones and sticks as weapons. However, these primitive weapons were soon replaced by crafted stones with sharpened edges to create more effective war devices. The hand axe, one of the earliest known weapons, was made by deliberately chipping off stone flakes and could be used both for hunting and in combat. During the Bronze Age, military technology made significant progress as people began to combine metals like copper and tin to create a stronger alloy called bronze. This revolution in metalworking enabled the production of more durable and effective weapons and armor. During the Bronze Age, people developed a variety of weapons, including swords, spears, axes, and arrowheads. These weapons gave them a decisive advantage over their Stone Age predecessors and allowed them to act more effectively in battle. The development of armor, such as bronze breastplates, also improved the protection of fighters and changed the way wars were fought. Another significant development in the Bronze Age was the creation of war chariots. Chariots provided warriors with increased mobility, enabling them to quickly flank their enemies or shoot them from a distance with bows and arrows. The combination of chariots, bronze weapons, and armor ushered in a new era of warfare and laid the foundation for future military strategies and tactics. During this time, the first fortress-like fortifications were also created, ensuring the protection and defense of settlements. These fortified places, such as ring walls, were the first steps towards the later, more complex fortifications that we know today. In summary, military technology made crucial advances during the Stone Age and the Bronze Age. The development of stone tools, bronze weapons, armor, and chariots revolutionized the way wars were fought and allowed people to employ more effective and sophisticated war techniques. The concepts of fortifications and defense structures also took their beginnings, laying the groundwork for future advances in warfare. The inventions and technologies of the Stone Age and the Bronze Age may appear primitive today, but they served as the starting point for the impressive military technologies that would emerge in the centuries to come. Part 2: Ancient War Machines. The history of warfare is closely linked to the development of war machines and weapon technologies. One of the earliest and most famous war machines was developed by the Greeks, known as the Claw of Archimedes. This machine was capable of lifting enemy ships using lever mechanisms and causing them to capsize, giving the Greeks a significant advantage in battles against enemy fleets. The Romans were also famous for their war machines and weapon technologies. Their siege machines, such as the Scorpio and Ballista, were able to launch arrows and stones at enemy troops, providing effective artillery support. Additionally, the Romans developed advanced tactics and formations to protect their army in combat. One of these formations was the testudo or turtle. This formation was used by Roman legionaries to protect themselves from enemy fire. The legionaries formed a dense formation with shields held in front of them to protect themselves from arrows and other projectiles. The formation was named after its resemblance to a turtle. While the war machines of the Greeks and Romans may seem outdated today, they were extremely effective and revolutionary at the time. They shaped the course of history and influenced the way wars were fought. In modern times, war machines and weapon technologies have become much more advanced and complex, but their roots lie in the developments of the ancient Greeks and Romans. Part 3: Medieval Siege Technology. Medieval warfare was characterized by sieges that often lasted for weeks and months. During this time, siege weapons such as trebuchets and mangonels were used to breach massive castles and fortresses. These weapons could hurl massive boulders or fireballs at the enemy stronghold to destroy their defenses and force the enemy army to retreat. Another important invention of the medieval period was the longbow. The longbow was capable of firing arrows at long distances with greater speed and penetrating power than traditional bows, making it a deadly weapon against knights and armored fighters who were not immune to the effects of arrows despite their armor. Over time, other weapon technologies were also developed. The crossbow, for example, was easier to handle than the longbow and required less training. Armored cavalry also became an important weapon on the battlefield. The armored knights were able to break through enemy lines and attack the enemy from behind, disrupting their formations. Medieval warfare was not only characterized by developments in weapon technologies but also by various siege methods. Siege towers, for example, were used to scale high walls. Moats were dug to prevent the enemy from retreating or receiving reinforcement. Overall, medieval warfare was a complex and brutal affair, marked by constant developments in military technology. The weapon technologies and siege methods of this time have fundamentally changed warfare and paved the way for the developments of the following centuries. Part 4: Renaissance Era, Firearms and Artillery. The emergence of gunpowder in the 14th century revolutionized warfare and brought about a new era of military technology. The introduction of early firearms such as arquebuses and muskets allowed soldiers to shoot at greater distances and inflict more damage than ever before, leading to a dramatic shift in the way battles were fought. The development of artillery was another decisive factor in this revolution in warfare. Cannons, introduced in the 15th century, had enormous firepower and range, making traditional fortifications and armor obsolete. Cannons were used both on the battlefield and in sieges, fundamentally changing the way war was fought. The introduction of gunpowder and its associated developments were closely tied to the Renaissance, as new scientific discoveries led to improvements in gunpowder production and thus more powerful weapons. The discovery of black powder and improvements to cannons and muskets were major advances in military technology, enabling armies to be even deadlier. With the invention of gunpowder and the associated developments, a new era of warfare began. Artillery became the most important tool on the battlefield and in sieges. This led to a new form of warfare in which it was no longer about the bravery and skill of warriors, but about the ability to eliminate the enemy army with powerful weapons. Today, weapon technologies have advanced even further, but the invention of gunpowder remains a crucial milestone in the history of warfare. Part 5: First World War, the Industrialization of War. The First World War was a turning point in the history of warfare, as it was marked by enormous technological progress and the industrialization of war. Weapons such as machine guns, poison gas, tanks, and airplanes changed the way war was fought. The trenches on the Western Front showed the devastating effects of these new technologies and led to a stalemate that lasted 4 years and cost millions of lives. The use of machine guns was one of the deadliest developments of the First World War. Machine guns could take out an enormous number of enemies in a short amount of time, making the advance of infantry almost impossible. Poison gas was another devastating weapon used by both sides, causing severe breathing problems, eye irritation, and lethal lung injuries in victims. Tanks were an important invention in the First World War. The heavy armored vehicles could break through the trenches and allowed soldiers to move through the battlefield and reach their targets more effectively. The use of submarines at sea and the development of air forces, which could conduct strategic bombing, made the war even more deadly and brutal. The First World War was proof of how technology and science could change the way war was fought. The new weapons and strategies used in the First World War were so powerful and effective that they contributed to prolonging and devastating the war. Today, weapon technologies are even more advanced, but the First World War remains an important example of how technology has changed and continues to change warfare. Part 6: World War II, Progress and Destruction. World War II was another decisive phase in the history of warfare, which produced significant advances in military technology. Radar, rockets, improved aircraft, and, in particular, the use of code breakers and cryptography played crucial roles in the war. The use of radar was one of the important technological developments in World War II. It enabled the Allies to track the movements of enemy aircraft and ships, gaining strategic advantages. The development of rockets was also an important advancement, giving the Allies the ability to attack enemy targets from long distances. One of the decisive developments in World War II was the use of code breakers and cryptography. The decryption of the German Enigma code enabled the Allies to gather important information about the movements of the German army and its allies. This was a significant factor in planning the Normandy landings and contributed to Germany's defeat. However, World War II also produced two of the most destructive weapons in human history, the atomic bomb and the V-2 rocket program. The atomic bomb attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki killed hundreds of thousands of people and changed global geopolitics forever. The V-2 rocket program was a revolutionary technology that terrorized London and other cities, bringing warfare to a new level of destruction. Overall, the advances in technology in World War II shaped the understanding of warfare and led to a profound change in global geopolitics. Today, weapon technologies are even more advanced, but the lessons of World War II remain relevant. The use of technology and science in warfare has shown that it is crucial to constantly monitor developments in this area. Part 7: Cold War, Nuclear Technology and Espionage. After World War II and during the Cold War, the focus of military technology was on the development of nuclear weapons and espionage technologies. The USA and the Soviet Union engaged in an arms race that led to the production of increasingly powerful and destructive atomic bombs. During the Cold War, espionage technologies also became an important tool for the superpowers. Satellites, submarines, and spy planes such as the U-2 and the State Route 71 Blackbird were developed to spy on enemy activities and maintain their own military superiority. Electronic warfare and communications monitoring became important instruments in the global chess game of the superpowers. An important factor in the arms race was nuclear deterrence, based on the idea that possession of nuclear weapons would cause the enemy to fear a nuclear retaliation. This deterrence theory led to the development of intercontinental missiles and other weapons systems designed to make nuclear weapons safer and more effective. Despite the end of the Cold War, many of these technologies remain relevant. Satellites and drones are used for surveillance purposes, and electronic warfare and communications monitoring are still important tools in modern conflicts. nuclear deterrence also remains an important factor in global politics. Part 8: Modern Technologies. In recent times, military technology has continued to evolve to meet the demands of the 21st century. Modern technologies such as drones, stealth aircraft, precision munitions, and cyber warfare have become crucial factors in current and future conflicts. The automation and digitization of weapon systems have fundamentally changed the way wars are fought and military operations are carried out. The development of drones has fundamentally changed warfare. Drones can be used from long distances to precisely attack targets without risking human pilots. This has the advantage of being more cost-effective and less risky than using manned aircraft. Stealth aircraft also have an important place in modern military technology. These aircraft are designed to be invisible to radar, making them difficult to detect. This gives pilots a tactical advantage by allowing them to remain undetected and get closer to their targets. Precision munitions are another important development. This type of ammunition is able to hit targets with great accuracy, which can help minimize collateral damage and losses. This makes them a valuable tool in military operations in urban environments or near civilian areas. Cyber warfare has also become an important factor in modern conflicts. The ability to attack and disrupt the enemy's computer networks can be just as destructive as an attack on physical facilities. Cyber warfare also has the advantage of being able to weaken the enemy without causing physical damage. Overall, these developments in military technology have helped make wars and military operations more effective and precise. At the same time, they have also raised new challenges and concerns, as the automation and digitization of warfare raise questions of ethics and responsibility. It is important to constantly monitor and regulate developments in military technology to ensure that they are in line with international laws and humanitarian standards. Part 9: The Future of Warfare. As we look to the future, new trends and developments in military technology are already emerging. Artificial intelligence, robotics, directed energy weapons, and space warfare are some of the promising technologies that could further transform warfare in the coming decades. However, the ethical and political implications of these technologies must be carefully considered to ensure that they do not lead to further escalation of violence and conflict. One of the most exciting new technologies in modern military technology is artificial intelligence, AI. AI-based systems are already being used in autonomous drones, missile defense systems, and in intelligence analysis. These systems can make faster and more accurate decisions than human operators and have the potential to accelerate and intensify wars. However, there are also concerns about control and the possibility that autonomous systems may go out of control and deliver unpredictable results. Robotics is another technology that has the potential to revolutionize warfare. Robots can be deployed in combat to support or even replace soldiers. There are already autonomous combat robots that are capable of identifying and attacking enemies. This technology, however, also has ethical implications, as it raises questions of humanity and the risk of robots being forced to make decisions that violate international law and human rights. Directed energy weapons are another promising technology in modern military technology. Laser and microwave weapons can target and destroy targets with precise energy supply within fractions of seconds. This technology has the potential to make wars faster and more effective while reducing the risk of collateral damage. However, research in this area is still in its early stages, and there are many challenges to overcome before this technology can be widely used. Another important topic in modern military technology is the development of space warfare. Satellites and other space technologies are playing an increasingly important role in modern warfare, including monitoring and espionage, as well as supporting ground troops. However, the possibility of a direct conflict in space and the impact on global communication systems and infrastructure also make this technology a potential threat to world peace. Conclusion. The history of military technology reflects the human history itself. The constant development of weapons and technologies has revolutionized the way wars are fought and influenced the dynamics of geopolitical power shifts. While some of these developments have contributed to improving human security, others have led to more suffering and destruction. It is important to understand the history of military technology and its role in history in order to understand the implications of modern developments and evaluate their impact on the future of humanity. The rapid development of technologies such as AI, robotics, and energy weapons, as well as the possibility of space wars, are changing the way wars are fought. It is essential that the decisions we make are carefully weighed to ensure that we are able to maintain peace and security. Modern military technology must be guided by ethical principles and a vision of security and stability for all. Thank you for being with us. We hope you enjoyed this journey through the history of military technology. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell to be notified about our next episode, current and future developments in military technology.